The United States has once again placed India on its priority watch list in its annual Special 301 report, raising serious concern about how India protects and enforces intellectual property rights. We also know it as IPR. Now, this move means that the US believes that India is not doing enough to stop piracy, protect patents, and support innovators, specifically in fields like pharmaceuticals, technology, and creative industries. India is joined on this particular list by countries like China, Russia, Mexico, Argentina, Indonesia, Chile, and Venezuela. Altogether, more than 25 countries were mentioned, with 18 others on the regular watch list, including Vietnam, Brazil, Pakistan, Egypt, Canada, and Thailand. Now, let's first understand what this report is all about. The Special 301 report is released each year by the Office of the US Trade Representatives. It's essentially the global review of how well America's trade partners are respecting and protecting intellectual property. Things like inventions, books, movies, music, and even medicines. If a country is seen as weak in this area, it's put on the watch list or the more serious priority watch list, and that's where India is again. So the question is, why does the US feel that India isn't doing enough? Well, one major issue is patents. The USTR says that India continues to struggle with long delays in processing patent applications, and companies face a real risk that their patents would be revoked even after they are granted. The report also says that Indian patent law are vague and unclear, and that businesses have to deal with too much of red tape, including excessive paperwork and unclear rules that make it really hard to negotiate with the system. These issues are specifically important for US-based pharmaceutical and tech companies that want to protect their innovations in India. Another big concern is online piracy. The US claims that India still has very high levels of illegal downloading and streaming of movies, music, software, and other copyrighted content. Even more worrying is that the fact that India is named one of the top 5 sources for counterfeit pharmaceutical products that were seized at the US border in 2024, along with China, Hong Kong, Singapore, and the United Arab Emirates. Now, to be fair, the report also mentions that India has taken some positive steps also. For example, the government introduced the patents rule back in 2024, and that too simplifies certain procedures and reduce unnecessary delays. However, according to the US, these reforms don't go far enough, and much more work needs to be done if India wants to be seen as a trustworthy partner in protecting intellectual property. Now, this matters to several reasons. For starters, if India is seen as a country that doesn't respect IP rights, it could scare away investors, slow down innovation, and damage its trade relationship with the US. It could also lead to serious trade consequences like tariffs and sanctions. And on a more personal level, weak IP law affect entrepreneurs, artists, researchers, and businesses who actually rely on legal protection to grow their work and compete fairly. With India being a home to one of the world's largest tech and pharmaceutical industries, and with millions of students and startups on the rise, this is more than just a US report. It's a signal that change is urgently needed. In conclusion, the US is calling on India to clean up its IP system,